Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials. This session is meant for class 11th biology students and this is meant for 19th August 2020. Our memory helps us in reflecting upon what we have been discussing, studying, analyzing. We were talking about the important phases in the respiration of plants, and the first one that we discussed was glycolysis. And the glycolysis, as you may recall, results in production of 8 ATP molecules and one glucose molecule. The very heading glycolysis means glucose being oxidized or broken down. So glyco is glucose, lysis means breaking. So breaking of glucose molecule results in the formation of two pyruvates or pyruvic acid molecules. So along with the formation of pyruvic acid, there is release of net 8 ATP molecules. And this is followed by phase 2. In the phase 2, there is something called link reaction, wherein pyruvate molecule having NAD plus with the help of CoA, that is, the reaction will be supervised by Mg2 plus and pyruvate dehydrogenase forms acetyl CoA plus NADH plus H plus CO2. So each pyruvate molecule will be giving rise to one NADH, and then this results in the formation of 6 ATP molecules. And next, third phase is a Krebs cycle, which we discussed yesterday, and this is also called tricarboxylic acid or TCA cycle. And in TCA cycle, we said the pyruvic acid with the combination of acetyl CoA forms a series of chemical compounds in a circular or cyclic way in the form of a circle and produces 24 ATPs. Thus, we counted for 38 molecules that ATP are formed in all the three phases. Now we enter into the fourth phase, that is electron transport chain. So the metabolic pathway through which the electron carries to one another is called electron transport chain. That this happens in inner mitochondrial membrane, and it has groups of several protons, H plus, and electron acceptors. So as you are seeing in the picture, there are three: inner membrane, inner mitochondrial membrane, and the matrix. So there are many proton and electron acceptors in this. These groups are arranged in specific series, which is called ETC, electron transport chain or electron transport system. It is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. So electron transport chain occurs in inner mitochondrial complex. And this ETS, just like a complex having first floor, second floor, third floor, like that, we have got 5 complexes. Complex 1, NADH dehydrogenase, that is NADH coenzyme Q reductase for NADH dehydrogenase complex. So first complex is NADH dehydrogenase complex. Second one is succinate dehydrogenase complex. And the third one is cytochrome B-C1 complex. Cytochromes B and cytochrome C1 complex. And then fourth one is cytochrome C oxidase complex. And the fifth one is ATP synthase or mitochondrial ATPase. So there are totally 5 complexes in the ETS, electron transport chain. So in the first one, NADH2 produced in citric acid cycle oxidizes in the presence of dehydrogenase. Electrons are then transferred to inner membrane. So once this NADH dehydrogenase complex, that is first complex, it comprises NADH dehydrogenase, FMN, as you are seeing, FMN and FES. You are seeing in the diagram both FMN and FES. So this is the center having NADH dehydrogenase, FMN and FES. Two protons and 2 electrons from NADH plus H plus are transferred to FMN. As you are seeing, 2 electrons and 2 protons are transferred, which gets reduced to FMNH2. So FMN is getting reduced to FMNNH2. Electrons are then transferred from FMNH2 to coenzyme Q. Here also you can see coenzyme Q, and also called UQ. UQ is ubiquinone, which gets reduced to CoQH2. During this process, 2 H plus are transferred from the matrix side of the inner membrane of mitochondria to inner membrane space. This is the complex number 1. And complex number 2 is succinate dehydrogenase. It includes the membrane bound enzyme of TCA cycle, and that is, the enzyme name is succinate dehydrogenase, and FAD and FES. FAD and FES. 2 hydrogens removed from succinate reduce FAD to FADH2. From FADH2, the electrons are transferred to CoQ via FES center, and CoA is reduced to CoQH2. So this is what happens in complex 2. And in complex 3, which is cytochromes B and C1 center, it consists of cytochrome B and FES center and cytochrome C1. Electrons donated by CoQH2 are transferred through cytochrome B, FES center, and cytochrome C1 to cytochrome C, which gets reduced. 4 protons are transferred from matrix to inner membrane space, like CoQ. Cytochrome C is a mobile electron carrier. It's a mobile electron carrier, and it is not part of any complexes mentioned in this. And now 4th complex, that is cytochrome C oxidase, that is cytochrome A3. It includes cytochrome A, cytochrome A3, and 2 copper ions. As you are seeing, cytochrome A and cytochrome A3. You can see the last one, cytochrome A, cytochrome A3, and 2 copper ions. Cu2 plus is present there. And these copper ions named A and B. Electrons are received from cytochrome C. As you are seeing here, electrons are received from cytochrome C, which gets oxidized. Electrons are ultimately transferred to oxygen to form water. As you are seeing, the H2O is formed. The 2H plus 2 electrons becoming H2, and half O2 is O. So H2O, thus water is formed. And electrons are ultimately transferred to oxygen to form water. This step is called terminal oxidation. This is called terminal oxidation. So if you see here, the reduced ubiquinone is then oxidized with cytochrome via cytochromes BC1 complex. Cytochrome C is small protein attached to the inner membrane and acts as a mobile carrier to complex 3 and 4. When electrons transferred from one carrier to 4th, the electron transport chain, they are for the synthesis of ATP from ADP. One molecule of NADH2 gives rise to 3 ATPs. Already I told you in our previous session. One molecule of FADH2 gives rise to 2 ATP. This also we talked during Krebs cycle. So oxygen plays a vital role in removing electron production of H2O. So phosphorylation in presence of oxygen is called photophosphorylation. So this is next is the 5th complex, that is the ATP synthase complex. We are seeing here energy utilized in synthesizing ATP. As you are seeing here, this is inner membrane and matrix is there. how the ATP is synthesized within the matrix. So ADP plus inorganic phosphate. And in the inner membrane of mitochondria, you must recollect the figure of vertical section of mitochondria. And in the mitochondria, you got that F0, F1 particle. So that F0, F1 particle, inner membrane part, the ATP synthesis is taking place. And the ATP is formed always, ADP having inorganic phosphate, ATP is formed. So when the protons that are coming out from outer side, passing through the inner membrane part, the ATP synthesis takes place. So oxidative phosphorylation is the synthesis of energy-rich ATP molecules with the help of energy liberated during oxidation of reduced coenzymes. Which are the reduced coenzymes? NADH2 and FADH2. These are produced during respiration. The enzyme required for the synthesis is called ATP synthase or mitochondrial ATPase. It consists three parts. F1 particle, as you are seeing, the yellow portion, please focus, F1 particle, which is in the headpiece of the projection observed on the matrix side of the mitochondrial crest. F1 contains 5 associated subunits, and the F0 complex is localized in the membrane layer and containing the proton translocating mechanism. It is composed of 3 to 4 distinct polypeptides and one proteolipid, a protein stack that connects the two. So the protons that are originating from electron transfer are translocated by the respiratory chain across the membrane from matrix side to cytosol side or outer side. This helps in pushing 3 pairs of protons to the outer chamber, while 2 pairs of protons are sent outwardly during electron flow from FADH. So according to this chemoosmotic hypothesis, this translocation creates a pH difference and a membrane potential. Both constitute the proton motive force that tends to move H plus from C side back to M side of the membrane. Since the inner mitochondrial membrane is highly impermeable to H plus ions, this can only reach the M side through the proton channel. So there is a creation of proton channel of the ATPase. When H plus moves from C side to M side, the F1 ATPase operating in reverse catalyzes ATP synthesis. Thus, ATPs are created. The flow of protons through the F0 channel induces F1 particle to function as ATP synthase. The energy of the proton gradient is used in attaching a phosphate radical to ADP by high energy bond. This produces ATP. The transfer of energy from electron flow to electrochemical proton gradient and then to phosphate bonds of ATP is called oxidative phosphorylation.